Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the WCW Returns 2016. Here we are on Tuesday Night Ignition once again. As I said in the last one, we are on the road to Bash at the Beach, the return to pay-per-view for WCW. Tonight we have the return of Rob Van Dam, as well as the beginning of some build-ups that I think are going to go quite well going into the pay-per-view, and going into finishing up the first month of booking WCW. I think a lot of things have starting to take shape and beginning to see where we're going here. So without further ado, let's get started on the show. So for the first time, we don't have any pre-show matches on this show. Instead, we open with Aaron Stevens cutting a in-ring promo on Roderick Strong, saying that Roderick Strong is just an indie darling who is a peasant and should not be in WCW because this is where the big leagues are, and this is where superstars are made and not where indie darlings get to make their money that they so much deserve. And Aaron Stevens just continues to bash independent wrestling until Roderick Strong's music hits and interrupts him, and we get the match that Roderick Strong asked for last week. So Aaron Stevens improvised well to begin the show, and no improvements, but a rating of 48. And in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Roderick Strong defeats Aaron Stevens in 12:15 when Aaron Stevens intentionally gets disqualified. So clearly, Aaron Stevens did not want anything to do with Roderick Strong, which is good because I don't want this to end yet. I would like it to keep going and see where we can go from here. Aaron Stevens got an in-ring performance of a 48, Roderick Strong a 56. Overall, a 52 match rating, not bad, and no improvements. That's okay though. But I think this storyline could be a very good mid-card, even upper card feud that I think is a good starting point for WCW. Here we are backstage. Mick Foley is in his office. He calls in the Young Bucks and the Motor City Machine Guns and says, "Alright guys, well, at Bash at the Beach, we need opponents for Kendrick and London to defend those WCW Tag Team Championships. So tonight, it is going to be the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, versus the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, where the winner will face them at the pay-per-view." So, we have our first number 1 contenders match, building to the pay-per-view. Mick Foley did a masterful job. Mick Foley was a star, and Chris Sabin underperformed. Rating was 44, and no improvements. Here we have Mr. Anderson cutting a promo, hyping himself up about how great he is, and he goes into detail about why he felt he needed to attack Rhino last week, and he gloats about the fact that he took down the man-beast Rhino and was so good that he was able to sit on his throne that he calls, while Rhino was underneath it, suffering for air. So Mr. Anderson's making things a little personal with Rhino, with a rating of 42 and no improvements. But then Rhino hits the ring, attacks Mr. Anderson, and hits him with a gore. So, now things are starting to pick up between Mr. Anderson and Rhino. Clearly Mr. Anderson woke up the man-beast. And a rating of 53 with no improvements. So, alright, here we are, the number 1 contenders match for the Tag Team Championships, and a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. The Young Bucks defeat the Motor City Machine Guns in 11:50 when Nick Jackson defeats Alex Shelley by pinfall with more bang for your buck. Chris Sabin was the weak link, struggling to keep up everybody else's in-ring performance. So, both tag teams show excellent chemistry. This match got the crowd hotter. Sabin a 45, Shelley a 58, Nick Jackson a 63, Matt Jackson a 65. Overall rating of 55. This is very good. I'm very excited with this matchup. Tag team wrestling seems to be a crucial point here now in WCW, which is what I want. So we are looking at, so we're going to do a little pre-booking here for Bash at the Beach. We're going to do a tag match. That is going to be the Young Bucks versus Kendrick and London for the Tag Team Championships at Bash at the Beach. So first match is already booked. Bam, right there. No improvements though, but that's okay. Both teams are both doing very well so far. So here we have post-match. Kendrick and London show up on the stage and just have a stare down with the Jackson brothers, Matt and Nick. Don't come to blows though. I don't want that to happen yet. Nick Jackson's getting better at his gimmick, which is good. Only rating at 29, which is whatever. I don't figure much rating would come out of this. Here we are now with Stu Sanders cuts a promo on the Amazing Red, saying that after last week he took care of Cody Rhodes, and he can move on to bigger and better things. But first he has to get through this small little man known as the Amazing Red, who will be just a stepping stone on Stu Sanders' path for the WCW Championship. Which got a rating of 47, and no improvements. And the match, in a poor match, Stu Sanders defeats the Amazing Red in 8:20 by pinfall with a spine buster. Amazing Red is off his game. Stu Sanders is getting better at his gimmick, which is good. Red had a 29, Sanders a 60. The rating was 49, and no improvements. I was hoping Amazing Red would get a big boost from facing Sanders, but that was not the case. As Sanders is in the ring, gloating about his victory, Cody Rhodes' music hits, and he is on the Titantron with Brandy. He says, Stuart, this is not over. Last week you had to cheat to beat me, and that makes us now 1-1 against each other. If you think this is over, it is far from over. And I have gone to Mick Foley during your match here, and I got him to agree that at Bash at the Beach it will be Cody Rhodes versus Stu Sanders one more time. So, we have another match ready and booked for Bash at the Beach. Next month, we have Cody Rhodes versus Stu Sanders. Another big match booked for Bash at the Beach. So Bash at the Beach is building nicely. Cody Rhodes got a 66. Cody Rhodes did well going off script. Brandy helped. The crowd got hotter. No improvements. Here we are, Mick Foley in his office again. This time he calls in Chris Hero, the United States Champion, and tells him, tonight you will be defending your United States Championship against Marty Scurll. As Chris Hero agrees and is okay with the decision by Foley, he leaves the office and gets ready for his match. Mick Foley's performance was fantastic. Chris Hero was underwhelming, but a 52 rating. Not bad. No improvements. Here we are in a tag team match, in a terrible match. Mexicools defeated the All Night Express in 8:20 when Psychosis defeats Rhett Titus by pinfall with a quick roll-up. Psychosis seemed off his game. Kenny King at 39, Titus at 32, Super Crazy at 39, and Psychosis at 33. Overall 41. And no improvements. Just another tag team match on the show to feature more tag teams. Here we are with Chris Hero cuts a promo on Marty Scurll, just saying, tonight Mick Foley threw me a curveball, but I'm ready for it. To defend my United States Championship here on Ignition is an honor, and I couldn't find a better opponent better than Marty Scurll to bounce back from after facing Bobby Roode last week. So the rating of a 36, no improvements. Hopefully he can get better at doing promos. And here we are, in a bout that had subpar wrestling and little heat. Chris Hero defeats Marty Scurll in 10:21 by pinfall with death by elbow. Chris Hero makes defense number 1 of his United States Championship reign. Marty Scurll had in performance of 38. Chris Hero a 50. Rating of a 48. Solid matchup. And Chris Hero's performance skills are increasing, so that is good. And here we are in another singles match. In a decent match, Bobby Roode, in a non-title match, defeats Shima Ion in 8:07 by pinfall with a payoff. That was a 58 rating. Bobby Roode had in performance at 65, and Ion with a 42. This is just a quick get-over match for Bobby Roode to finish up the matches for the night. But It also makes Zion lose for the first time, which is good because I don't like having undefeated streaks. And out of nowhere, as Bobby Roode is celebrating in the ring, RVD hits the ring, floors the champion with a kick, and hits him with a 5-star frog splash. And he poses with the belt with a rating of 66. No improvements. As RVD is standing on the ring ropes, going towards the crowd, Bobby Roode is laying on the mat. Mick Foley's music hits, and he books the main event for Bash at the Beach, as it will be Bobby Roode defending the WCW Championship against Rob Van Dam. So, we also have our main event now of Bash at the Beach, as it will be Bobby Roode defending his WCW Championship versus the man he defeated in the finals, Rob Van Dam. We got a rating of 88 there, which is big. Mick Foley did a masterful job. Mick Foley's getting better at his gimmick. I don't think he can get any better. Roode improvised well. Mick Foley came across well. RVD was underwhelming. And no improvements. And to end the show, we got a 66 and increased our popularity in 18 regions. This is a very successful episode of WCW Ignition. And next week, we will continue on the path to Bash at the Beach, potentially booking more matches for the show. Who knows? But with just tonight, we have booked 3 very good matches I'm very excited about for Bash at the Beach. But until next time, I will see you later.